My friends, in life, nobody escapes hurt. Someone's words, someone's actions, someone's silence, all can pierce us deeper than a sword. But remember this, the way you respond to hurt determines the quality of your heart. Most people react instantly, with anger, with bitterness, with revenge. But I want to remind you today, when hurt strikes, do not react, respond. And respond not with fire, but with patience. For patience is not weakness, patience is strength under control. Patience is the bridge between pain and peace, between chaos and clarity. If we want to grow spiritually, if we want to live with dignity, if we want to honor the presence of God within us, then we must learn the art of responding with patience. When someone hurts us, our first instinct is often to react immediately. A sharp word, a quick reply, a heated expression, these feel like ways to defend ourselves, to protect our dignity. But the truth is, these instant reactions rarely protect us. In fact, they often rob us of something far greater, our inner peace. Imagine holding a glass of pure, clear water. This water is like your mind, calm, clean, undisturbed. Now, if someone throws a stone into it, the ripples begin to spread, the water becomes restless, and even the reflection on its surface gets distorted. This is exactly what happens to our inner peace when we allow hurt to shake us. The hurt itself is like the stone, but the endless ripples are our reactions. By choosing patience, we decide not to allow those ripples to take over. We let the stone sink without disturbing the stillness of our waters. Think of your daily life. Maybe at work, a colleague criticizes you unfairly in front of others. Your immediate urge may be to argue back, to prove yourself, to show that you are right. But in that heated moment when anger takes control, you may say things you later regret. The respect you want to protect might get damaged more by your reaction than by the criticism itself. Now imagine the same situation where you simply pause, take a breath, and remain patient. You listen, you nod, and you allow the other person to finish. You don't fight the storm with another storm. Later, when emotions have settled, you clarify with dignity, or sometimes you don't need to clarify at all, because the truth always has its way of surfacing. By being patient, you not only protect your peace, but also your self-respect. People will remember not just what was said, but how gracefully you responded. Patience is not passive, it is an active choice to guard your heart. It is like putting a lock on the most precious treasure inside you, your peace of mind. The world may try to provoke you, people may try to pull you into arguments, but patience is your shield. It is not about suppressing your feelings, but about mastering them. There is a great difference between reacting and responding. A reaction is automatic, like fire that burns the moment it touches fuel. A response is thoughtful, like water that chooses whether to flow gently or remain still. Patience teaches you how to respond instead of react, and in doing so, it makes you the master of your emotions instead of their servant. Even in our relationships, patience is the thread that holds peace together. In families, misunderstandings happen. A parent may scold you harshly, a partner may speak without thinking, a friend may disappoint you. If we react instantly, the bond begins to weaken, because words spoken in anger can never be fully taken back. But when we respond with patience, we create space for the other person to reflect, space for ourselves to cool down, space for the relationship to heal. This space is what keeps connections alive. Without patience, love cannot survive. With patience, even broken bonds can be repaired. Now, consider the spiritual dimension. Every day we make mistakes. Every day we fall short in some way. And yet, the divine does not strike us down instantly for our flaws. God waits, God forgives, God gives us another chance. If the Creator Himself can be patient with our imperfections, can we not be patient with the small hurts and insults of others? When we remember this, patience stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a sacred practice. Each time we hold our peace, instead of reacting in anger, we are living closer to the qualities of the divine. One of the most beautiful aspects of patience is that it allows time to reveal the truth. Anger wants to decide everything now, but patience understands that clarity comes with time. Many times in life, we realize that what hurt us was not even as big as we thought. The person who insulted us may have been going through their own pain. The harsh word may not have been meant personally. Or perhaps the situation that felt unfair in the moment turned out to be a blessing later. Without patience, we miss these deeper lessons. With patience, we see beyond the moment and discover wisdom that anger could never allow. Practicing patience is not easy. It requires discipline. It requires reminding yourself every day that your peace is too precious to be handed over to anyone. But the rewards are priceless. A patient person sleeps better at night because their heart is not heavy with regret or resentment. A patient person walks with dignity because their character speaks louder than their words. A patient person is trusted, respected, and admired because they show self mastery in a world where most people lose themselves in reaction. So the next time hurt strikes, pause. Before you let your words escape, let your breath in. Before you raise your voice, raise your awareness. Before you give away your peace, remember that patience is the guardian of your soul. Protect it with all your strength, for in patience lies not only peace, but also power, the power to stay unshaken, the power to rise above, and the power to let your life reflect the calmness of the divine presence within you. People often mistake loudness for strength. They think that raising their voice, hitting back, or reacting quickly shows courage. But real strength is not about how fast you can strike back, it is about how deeply you can hold yourself when life pushes you. Patience is the silent proof of strength. It may look calm on the outside, but within it lies a power greater than any outburst. It is the power to control yourself when the whole situation tries to control you. It is the power to remain steady when the winds of provocation try to shake you. Anyone can explode, anyone can argue, anyone can lose themselves in anger, but only the truly strong can remain centered and patient. Think of a mountain. Storms may hit its surface, clouds may surround it, lightning may strike its peaks, but the mountain remains unmoved, firm, grounded. That is what true strength looks like in a human being. Not the ability to throw stones back at every storm, but the ability to stand firm like a mountain unshaken in patience. When you live with patience, people may misunderstand you as weak because you do not retaliate instantly. But in reality, you are showing the highest level of mastery over your own mind. In our daily lives, we face countless situations where this strength is tested. Maybe while driving, someone cuts you off recklessly. The immediate urge is to honk loudly, shout, or speed up to prove a point. But what happens if you do? Your peace is disturbed, your heart races, and sometimes even accidents happen because of that one moment of reaction. Now imagine choosing patience. You take a deep breath, let the car pass, and continue your journey calmly. You have not lost anything, but you have protected your state of mind. In fact, you have proven your strength by not letting someone else's careless action dictate your emotions. This is the real victory, not over the other person, but over yourself. Even in arguments at home or work, this lesson applies. Suppose a family member or a colleague throws harsh words at you. Your ego wants to respond immediately, to defend, to argue, to show that you are right. But if you can pause and hold your words back, you have demonstrated immense strength, because in that pause, you have chosen wisdom over impulse. You have chosen peace over chaos. You have chosen to be bigger than the moment. That choice is strength. Strength through patience is not about silence forever. It is about timing. It means you wait for the right moment to speak when your words come from clarity and not from anger. This makes your voice more powerful. A calm voice after patience carries more weight than 100 words spoken in haste. People remember it, they respect it, and they listen. That is the influence that true strength creates, not through force, but through dignity. Look at the way great souls throughout history have lived. They were not remembered for how loudly they shouted back at their critics, but for how patiently they bore insults and yet stood firm in their values. They showed that strength is not in striking back, but in holding one's ground with grace. They could endure without breaking because patience gave them power. Patience also shows strength because it requires endurance. When life delays your dreams, when success doesn't come as quickly as you hoped, when people doubt you, only patience can keep you moving forward. It takes strength to keep working silently when the results are not yet visible. It takes strength to trust the process when everyone else is giving up. That strength comes from patience, because patience keeps your heart steady even when the road is long. Without patience, strength collapses under frustration. With patience, strength grows with every test. Another example is when someone spreads rumors about you. If you react instantly, you may look defensive or even guilty in the eyes of others. But if you remain patient, time itself becomes your ally. Eventually, truth shines and people recognize the difference between falsehood and reality. Patience allows strength to work silently, while anger only weakens your position. We must understand that patience is not about tolerating endlessly or suppressing your feelings. It is about channeling your energy wisely. A sword swung in anger can harm, but the same sword held with patience can protect. Strength is not the absence of action, it is the discipline of action. Patience gives that discipline. It turns raw emotion into controlled energy. It makes you respond like a master, not a slave to your impulses. When you practice patience, people may think you are quiet, but in reality, you are holding a power far greater than they can see. It is like a river that flows steadily, carving valleys, shaping landscapes, not by forceful bursts, but by steady endurance. Patience is that flowing river within you. Over time, it shapes your character, it builds your reputation, and it shows the world that you are not shaken easily. That is true strength. So, the next time life tempts you to prove your strength by reacting, remember this: anyone can react, but it takes true courage to respond with patience. Patience is not the absence of strength, it is the proof of strength. It is the calmness of a mountain, the endurance of a river, and the discipline of a warrior. And when you embody it, you do not just survive the storms of life, you rise above them with dignity, showing that the strongest person is not the one who shouts the loudest, but the one who remains patient when tested the hardest. When hurt comes to us, the easiest thing to do is to pass it on. Someone speaks harshly to us, and we throw back sharper words. Someone insults us, and we insult them back. Someone wounds our heart, and we find a way to wound theirs. This cycle can go on endlessly, each person adding to the chain of pain. But patience is what breaks this chain. Patience is the gentle pause that allows healing instead of more hurting. It is the choice to stop the fire instead of fueling it. Without patience, hurt multiplies. With patience, hurt transforms. Think of a small cut on your hand. If you keep scratching it, pressing it, or pouring salt on it, the wound will deepen and leave a scar. But if you leave it undisturbed, keep it clean, and give it time, it will heal on its own. The same is true with emotional wounds. When we respond instantly with anger or bitterness, we are scratching at the wound and making it worse. But when we choose patience, we are giving it the air, the time, and the silence it needs to heal. Patience is not running away from hurt, it is choosing not to worsen it. Everyday life gives us many examples of this. Imagine two friends who get into an argument. One says something hurtful, perhaps without even meaning it. If the other reacts immediately with another hurtful comment, the friendship begins to crack. But if one of them holds patience, takes a deep breath, and allows the moment to pass, the wound does not spread. Later, with calmer words, the issue can be discussed and resolved. That single act of patience has saved the friendship. This is the healing power of patience. It creates space where love and understanding can return. Consider also the workplace. Suppose your boss criticizes your work in a way that feels unfair. If you snap back in that moment, not only will the relationship suffer, but your career may also take a hit. But if you hold patience, if you listen, stay calm, and wait for the right moment to explain your side, you keep the doors open for improvement and respect. Many times, people are not aware of the tone they use or the weight of their words. Patience allows them the chance to realize it without you turning the situation into a battle. It becomes a moment of healing for both sides. In families too, patience can be the medicine that heals wounds. Parents and children often misunderstand each other. A teenager might say something harsh in frustration, or a parent might speak too strictly. If both sides react instantly, walls begin to build. But when one side chooses patience, those walls soften. The hurt still exists, but patience prevents it from growing deeper. Later, when love speaks again, the healing begins. In this way, patience becomes like a bandage that protects the wound until love can mend it. Spiritually, patience is an act of compassion. It means we understand that people who hurt us are often speaking from their own wounds. A person who insults may be carrying pain inside. A person who betrays may be broken themselves. A person who shouts may be drowning in their own frustrations. If we respond instantly with anger, we add to their burden and to ours. But patience allows us to see beyond their actions and realize that healing, not more hurting, is what the situation truly needs. Sometimes patience means forgiving silently, sometimes it means walking away, sometimes it means responding gently later. But in all cases, it prevents the cycle of pain from spreading further. We must remember that patience does not mean allowing people to walk over us. It does not mean accepting injustice or keeping quiet forever. It means responding in the right way at the right time. Anger rushes, patience waits. Anger blinds, patience sees. When we allow ourselves to wait, clarity enters. With clarity, we can choose words that heal instead of harm. And those words, spoken after patience, carry a power that instant reactions never can. Think of water and fire. Fire burns instantly, but water cools, soothes, and heals. If someone throws fire at you and you throw fire back, the flames grow higher. But if you meet fire with water, the flames die down. Patience is the water of the soul. It turns the burning pain of hurt into the soothing coolness of healing. This is why patience is such a divine quality. It stops destruction and brings restoration. Over time, People begin to notice this quality in you. They may forget the words you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. A patient person is like a shade giving tree in the heat of conflict. While everyone else is burning, you provide calmness, and in that calmness, others too find space to cool down. In this way, your patience does not only heal you, it heals the environment around you. So when hurt strikes next time, ask yourself, do I want to multiply this pain or do I want to end it here? Patience gives you that power. It gives you the power to stop the endless chain of hurting and to replace it with healing. It makes you a channel through which peace flows instead of anger. And every time you choose patience, you are not just protecting yourself, you are becoming a healer in the world. For what the world lacks most today is not more reaction, but more patience, more compassion, more healing.